This video looks at the work of MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art based in New York City, New York. In 2014, Temkin and her team discarded all labels for the Picasso sculpture exhibition. Instead, they chose to give the audience a booklet identifying the pieces by name, date, and medium. That same year, Kathy Halberg followed in Temkin's footsteps. Halberg chose a brochure and diagrams for each gallery in the Sigma Polk exhibition. She explained that the show was very closely hung in some parts, and she was afraid the labels would make the gallery look like it had succumbed to chickenpox. Both these cases show the two main reasons why curators would do away with interpretive labels. First, to make the art more accessible. Second, as in Halberg's case, to work around spatial constraints. But if these two cases are the outliers, let us explore the rules that govern labeling in museums and art galleries. First, a label must show formal elements or content. This includes imagery and symbolism. Second, the label should describe cultural and historical context, placing the art within a time and space. It could also include the artist's comments on their own work or philosophy. The label may also provide details about how a work is produced. Last, it could detail why the object is considered art and why it is in the museum. Our rudimentary understanding of the challenge in question is, how can we use labels to facilitate connection and engagement to the plants in the Lyman plant house? Because we've talked about the parallels between the garden and museums in that they both hold art, it is useful to explore the audience's reaction to the two exhibitions we just saw. First, we found that the method faced much criticism from people who found it confusing or not informative enough. Because we've talked about the parallels between the garden and museums in that they both hold art, it is useful to explore the audience's reaction to the two exhibitions we just saw. For example, Bill Cosby's name, portraits, and quotes are part of an exhibition at the Smithsonian's National Museum of African Art because he loans a third of the works in it. This is parallel to conversations we're having with the Botanical Gardens around colonial influences on names and indigenous identity. And, much like museums, we have to be thinking about the aesthetics of displaying labels and plants, and the limited spaces we have for both. The case for removing labels altogether provides insight into what could happen when art speaks for itself.